Welcome back to Money Matters. Imagine working at one company for 36 years. Okay, well, some of you might have worked that long at one company or even longer. But imagine working at that company since you were 18 years old. And just as you are about to retire, the company shuts down and you are on the breadline.
Finding a job at 54 years old with no other skills other than what goes into the manufacture of steel leaves you in a tough position. In this next interview, Jonette Parag tells Judy she was planning to retire at 55, but then Arelco Metal, the only company she's ever worked for, closed down. It took her several months to find another job, but picking up the pieces has not been easy.
After losing my job at Arelco Metal, I sent out like close to 55 resumes. I got a little something at an entertainment place in San Fernando. And it's not much, but it's covering the monthly bills, so that still looking for something better.
What is your position at that place?
It's an assistant manager position.
How long were you working at Arelco Metal?
36 years overall. I started in 1980 and I was there until the plant closed on March 11th of this year.
So that was basically your first and only job?
My first and only job.
How old were you when you first started at Arelco Metal?
I was 18.
What did you start as?
I started as a clerk typist in those days. And moved up the ranks. And when we closed on March 11th, I was the port coordinator.
What did that entail?
That entailed basically documentations for vessel coming and leaving the port, ensuring that cargoes are available for the particular vessel, supervising the operators who load the cargoes, paying the contractors through our SAP system, POs, PRs, that kind of thing.
Did you ever think that there'd be a day when that plant, that big multinational company would close its doors and you would be unemployed?
Not in my wildest dreams. Never thought. There was no indication. There was no indication of that.
How did you feel being on the breadline?
That wasn't a nice feeling. That wasn't a nice feeling. I had a job for 36 years. I put certain plans into motion and I wanted to see it through, like basically my daughter's education and repairs to the home. And soon after I would have been 55, I would have, retired at that age, but never saw it coming.
Life after Arelco Metal, how has that been? You said you've sent out over 50-something applications looking for jobs. How has that been? And getting into the real job market now, you've only known Arelco Metal, that has been your skill there. Getting a job elsewhere, getting into something new, a different environment, that might require different skills. How adjusting to that? How is that going?
Initially, it was difficult because at Arelco Metal, I had a 7 to 4 job. My job now is a shift work. I'm at 54 and I'm doing shift work for the first time in my life. I work 10-hour shifts. I work lengthy hours. I work late nights. We all know it's not safe now to be coming in late, But I have to do what I have to do to keep the ship afloat.
How long after were you able to get a job?
Close to 8 months without a job. So, because I've been where I am for 2 months now. Basically, I work the night shift, which is from 2 to 12, 10-hour shifts, and leaving there at midnight. Yeah. Long days, late nights.
How was that 8-month period when you were at home? Financially, how did you cope?
Well, 2 things. I came from a very supportive family. They were always there for me. They ensured that bills were paid, that groceries were made. I mean, I did save, Judy. I saved a little, And my church has been a strong support too, the members of the church. And that's the Presbyterian Church, and even not my church, but the sister churches, they have come together and supported my daughter and I.
How easy or how difficult is it to start over a different work environment, different expertise needed? How is it to that transition at this age?
Well, it was a whole new learning experience because the job where I am now, it's nothing. All I have known for 36 years was steel making and the port and the coils and the billets. So it was a learning process. As a matter of fact, I'm still on probation. I'm in training. It's a new thing. It's difficult to adjust, but I have to do what I have to do.
Do you have a rent or mortgage or anything like that?
Thank God, not presently.
Do you make significantly less now than what you were making at Arelco Metal?
A little less than half of my salary.
So what did you have to cut back to manage that? Because that's a lot just gone there. What did you have to cut back in terms of expense-wise?
Well, for one, you cannot save off that salary. And secondly, everything had to be cut back. Groceries, I wouldn't turn on my pump for electricity to push the water upstairs. All the expenses had to be cut back. I don't go shopping as I used to.
The fact that the country is going through an economic slowdown, does it worry you at all? You see food prices going up. A lot of things, the cost of living is going up. Does that worry you at all?
It does. It's a worrying thing. I have made a lot of adjustments to my bills, my grocery bill, my market bill. I've cut out some things that, that I feel I could do without, just to, make sure other things are, up to par. You have to have the basics, the water, the lights, the phone, the internet, but it's a difficult thing when you go to the grocery. Prior to now, when I was at Arelco Metal, you can make a comfortable grocery, you could save. I can't do that anymore.
You're planning to retire at 55. With this job now, things have changed. Are you going to work for... How long are you going to work for now?
No, I can't leave at 55 anymore. I have to work till 60 and maybe beyond if anybody would hire me at that time.
And what do you think you're capable of doing right now in terms of you out there looking for a job? What sort of job would you be looking for right now?
Well, basically, I could maybe do anything on a port with documentation, or maybe an agency that deals with cargoes, or any type of administrative work in an office. I know that I have that ability. I know
that interview with the former Arelco Metal employee wraps up Money Matters for this week and for this year.
The next episode of Money Matters will resume on January 15th. Thank you very much for watching Money Matters over the last couple months. Have a safe Christmas from all of us here on Money Matters.
And a tremendously successful 2017.